Yeah. Welcome to the janky Krakens Lair Comics. What I'm doing this evening is going to show every single graded book that I currently own. I don't own tons. Um, my good buddy Chance from Nostalgic Pod Blast, Fistful of Radio, we sort of disagree. He loves comics. I love comics. He wants to read the comics, smell the comics, but I'm like, dude, like, there is money in these commodities, and when you get them, what he calls like entombed, um, yeah, you can't read them. You can't look at the artwork, and he is 100% correct. However, if you have some sort of designs eventually to sell some of your comic books, you're going to get more money if it's graded. Also, even if like you get it graded and entombed, it's going to stay safe. It's not going to experience additional damage. Um, there's also just like knowledge. Like, well, okay, cool. Like I thought it was this, but instead of it being a whatever I thought it was, a 6.5, it's a 5. And from a professional grading company, that holds more weight than like in your own opinion. There's also sometimes where they find damage that you just didn't see. When was the last time you looked at this book? When was the last time you went through page by page to see what damage there was? So there's a lot of confidence both from a seller point of view and also a purchaser point of view, where there is this third party that has put a grade on it. And I know, oh, it's subjective. Maybe the grader had a bad day, but they have multiple graders. They grade the same book. Chance. It's not one guy. And they come to a consensus on what the grade is. It's not just one dude. It's multiple people that look at every single page. So there's a little bit more confidence to be had there when there's a grade. So we're going to do this. Every single graded comic I own. Bam. Bam. Not a bad start. Now, The Amazing Spider-Man 20, once again, goes back to grading. It is missing the last page. It's a pinup page. It was sort of designed to like, hey, man, pull this pinup page out. Put it in your locker. Put it on your wall. I didn't know it wasn't there. So by having that book graded, I learned that because it's very nice and it sucks. It sucks to get that 0.5, but it's incomplete. And I didn't know that before I had it graded. The Avengers number 1, 2.0, I can totally live with that because it's such an expensive book. And, low grade is better than no grade. I'm so proud to own it. That Tales of Suspense 57, first appearance of Hawkeye. I bought that a couple years ago. Actually, the dude made like a deal. I want to say I spent like $200 on it. They've done such a good job with Hawkeye in the MCU. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think this book is going to continue to rise in value. And who knew? This guy that's really good with a bow and arrow, or he has tricky arrows. He does, arrows that explode or arrows that become nets and stuff. It's kind of fun. So these are my 3 lowest graded books. We're going to move up the food chain. The next 3. These are all 4.0s. Avengers number 2. Amazing Spider-Man 17. Tales of Suspense 43. Now, you'll note, this is PGX. This is a grading company that no longer exists. And this is CBCS. So, you know, I'm not going to, like, put these side by side to, like, why is this a 4.0? Why is this not a 4.5? Or whatever. But here's 3 different grading companies, 3 different comics, all a 4.0. These are great books. I love owning them. Coming up. Oh, man. I missed these. I jumped to the 4.0s, and I missed these. First appearance of Ghost Rider. First appearance of the Green Goblin. A very early Doctor Doom. All 3.5s. You'll note the purple label on the Amazing Spider-Man 14. It's been restored. I know Chance hates this, but like there was a page that they reinforced with glue. Sorry, Chance, but I still love it, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. The Marvel Spotlight, it graded so low because if you look at the upper right-hand corner, it's completely clipped off. It was probably, you know, like some comic book store or whatever, and they like, oh, to put it in our bargain bin, you've got to like clip off this corner. So, I mean, that's every single page. It doesn't affect the artwork, but it came back a 3.0, but I'm okay with that because the cover looks really, really nice. And I only paid $80 for this. So I'm happy to own it, proud to own it. These are the 3s and 3.5s that I own. We're going to move on. Because otherwise it's going to be like a really, 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 really long video. First old Iron Man I purchased, 4.0. Silver Surfer number 1, 4.5. An old EC comic, 4.5. I did a video about my early Iron Mans, and like really I spent like $70 on that. And that's what really clued me in on the fact that like I could own these early Iron Mans. The Silver Surfer 1, $90 I think I paid. Love it. Love the cover. These are the 4s, the 4.5s. A boom. 5.5. Ba-boom. 5.5. Ba-boom. Silver Surfer 3. First appearance of Mephisto. X-Men number 94. First appearance of the all-new X-Men. And Marvel Premiere number 15. the very first appearance of Iron Fist. Great books to own. And I'm happy with like these like mid-grade grades because I didn't spend a lot of money on any single one of these books. So I watch channels and it's like, oh man, I thought it was going to be like a 9.8. And it came back a 9.6. And I'm so sad. Well, screw you, man. I love comics. If, if the difference between a 9.8 and a 9.6 upsets you, you're probably in the wrong hobby. If you need everything to be perfect, I need every comic in my collection to be perfect. Well, I hope you have a whole lot of money because comics are made of paper and they were well loved and they were read. And if you need perfection, you're probably a Nazi. Sorry, a German. Wait, what? You're in the wrong hobby, for sure. You have to be able to accept the age and nostalgia of these books and be okay with that. I certainly am. All right, we're going to move on. Five fives. Boom. Ba-boom. The first 6.0. Ba-boom. Obviously, the Hulk 180, first appearance of Wolverine. Captain America 100, the first issue in his own title. Iron Man 55, the very first appearance of Thanos. I was a little bit disappointed with the 6.0, but what I've learned is you gotta look at the back. And so there's actually a water stain right there. And that's what killed me on the grade. But that's fine, because the cover looks great. Proud to own it. Moving on. Marvel Special Edition. First appearance Master Kung Fu. The movie is out. Captain America 117. First appearance of the Falcon. Iron Fist 14. First appearance of Sabretooth. So, obviously, six fives. Cool. Good grades. These are old comic books. I'm okay with that. Once again, you'll notice some of these books are CGC, some are PGX, some are CBCS. Here we got Avengers 57, first appearance of The Vision. Love that cover. Tales of Suspense 41, the third appearance of Iron Man. Just an amazing 6.5. I was so pleased when that came back. And Marvel Superheroes Winter Special, the first appearance of Squirrel Girl. And with Disney owning Marvel Comics, I promise you people, Squirrel Girl is coming. It'll probably be a musical, but Squirrel Girl is coming. 7.0, great, proud to own it. Iron Man number 1. Conan number 1. Original Western Ghost Rider number 1. All 7.0s. I love every single one of these. I can't even pick a favorite. They're all awesome. Moving up the grading food chain. 7.5. 7.5. 8.0. Now, the Amazing Spider-Man 7.5, it's CGC, restored label. It says there's a small amount of like color touch. I can't even find it, but okay. The Incredible Hulk 181, 7.5. Signed Len Wein. I have to say, in my opinion, I think they overgraded this. I think it's probably like a 5.5. But it's encapsulated, it's kept safe. I love it. The Fantastic Four 48. 8.0. There was some edge trimming. There was some glue. Glue! Chance. Glue! At the spine. But it just looks so pretty. 8.0. We're going to keep going. Black Panther 1. Night Nurse 1. First appearance of Carnage. So the first appearance of Carnage is CGC. The Black Panther number 1 is CGC. The Night Nurse 1 is PGX. I actually had that personally graded. I just love these books. Moving on. Now we're moving up. 8.5. Tomb of Dracula 1. 9.4. First appearance of Deadpool. 9.4. Godzilla number 1. Out of all these, hands down, my favorite is The Tomb of Dracula. I know it's only 8.5 only. Book from the 70s. I'll take that all day, every day. I love that book. We're going into the highest grades. First appearance of Lobo. Stuff that's not particularly valuable, but I just loved these Lady Death homage covers. Obviously, the middle one is homage to Action Comics 1. The far left is homage to Star Wars. 9.4s. The far left is CGC. The far right is CGC. The middle one is PGX. Just great looking books. We're almost at the end. The Cgc Venom, it's the first appearance of Null. The middle one, first appearance of Hellboy. The left is first appearance of, well, that's like Gotham City Sirens. I bought it because um, I believe that Margot Robbie movie before Suicide Squad 2 came out. So it was a spec book, which, thus far I have not done too well on. But I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it. I bought it graded. It is a 9.6. So that's cool. And the one single 9.8 book I own in my collection. There's that Tomb of Dracula homage, Lady Death, CBCS, 9.8. Love it. Proud to have it. Glad to own it. So, these are every single graded book I currently own in my collection. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody enjoy comics. Enjoy comic book collecting. Whether you choose to have your books graded or not, whichever company you choose to use, if you choose to have your books graded, do what makes you happy. Once again, enjoy comic books. Enjoy comic book collecting. This is Daniel at the Krakens Lair Comics. And hey, I noticed I got a thumbs down on a couple of videos. So I was like, look, dude, if you don't like it, just tell me why. And maybe I can improve my channel. Thanks, everybody. Be safe. See you next time.